Yeah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Citations to the Akim and the Four Winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect, the elect. Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, you Akwathium, well, have come back through your father, right? And to you sisters, you Akwathium who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. Shalom. This is your brother Ram Yahawada with the lesson.
Rated a pocket talk, baby. Let's go. We got Civil War 2.0 brewing in the United States. The media's wish.
I like that. He said he's going to talk a pocket talk. So now that's a phrase now. Because the apocalypse, which comes from the Bible, is so familiar now that, you know, when things become familiar, people abbreviate it. They shorten it. Now it's apocatalk. You're talking about the apocalypse, the end of Esau's world.
Has been granted. With their plummeting ratings, there's nothing that CNN needed more than Trump to be indicted, so they can blast that over the headlines. Trump indicted in big bold letters and roll out the articles that they've had prepared for weeks for this very thing. So looks like the media's stock value just went up a little bit more. There's nothing the media wants more than for Trump to be elected once again. It's a great distraction away from all the things that truly matter in the world, and we're going to talk about those today. We're going to talk about what they're not talking about. The U.S. is urging Americans to leave Russia immediately after a journalist has been arrested there. The first time this has happened since the Cold War. You have Xi Jinping preparing China for a large-scale war. You know Xi Jinping, the guy who is now leader for life. Once you're elected for a third term in China, you're effectively leader for life. So until death do him part, he will be in charge of that country. We're going to talk about what this means. Why is he telling his country that they need to prepare for a large-scale war? Understand that authoritarian regimes have a distinct advantage over democracies or republics. I know we can't say democracies for some people. They get all triggered of republic, okay? Whatever you want to call it, play that semantic game. Understand that they have a distinct advantage in that they can plan for the long game. See, here we have to flip-flop. Everybody's priorities are limited by the myopic 4 to 8 year terms of the presidency. And while we may have a distinct advantage in terms of innovation and ingenuity, birthed from our free market principles, we are at a loss when it comes to long-term strategic planning that can only be done by somebody who's in charge of the country for as long as they damn well please. And that's why we got to keep our eyes on what's going on in China. I'm going to go into greater depth about that in just a minute. We have Russia pledging to help China with making nuclear weapons, nuclear reactor technology, in fact, to expedite the production of nuclear weapons. So anybody saying that this no limits partnership between Russia and China is just bluster is full of SHTF. We got to talk about Russia giving the North Koreans food in exchange for weapons, according to John Kirby. You see, the divisions between East and West are hardening more and more by the day. China and Russia are intensifying their military cooperation to the strategic level, and of course, North Korea is just a proxy of the Chinese. That's why the North Koreans have been able to amass 100 nuclear weapons in the span of just a few years. We have Brazil and China signing a pact to abandon the U.S. dollar. Yet another nail in the coffin of the U.S. dollar. We have more explosions inside Russia to talk about. We have Michael Burry dog whistling to all the Bitcoin bros, and a lot of people are misinterpreting his tweet. He tweeted that he was wrong to tell people to sell, and a lot of people are taking this as risk on, baby. We got to go and put all our money into the markets once again, even though it's wildly overvalued. You see, the punchline hasn't kicked in yet. Burry knows exactly what he's doing because he also released another tweet that shows how the market is more overbought now than it's been since the 1920s. Well, what happened in 1929 after the market was so overbought? Oh yeah, the biggest stock market crash in all of human history happened. So you see what he's doing. He's saying, I was wrong to tell you to sell because I underestimated people's stupidity and their greed. Period. Point. blank, and just watch when the other shoe drops. He's going to tell the punchline to all the people who can't read between the lines very shortly, I do believe. Now, Xi Jinping readies China for a large-scale war. He's been giving these speeches, and this is a guy who tends to be very conservative. Now, why is he telling this to his population right now? Why are the Chinese mobilizing for war, creating war mobilization centers all throughout the country? You don't hear this on Fox News and CNN. Why is it that they are preparing bunkers and fallout shelters? Most people do not realize that China has one of the most extensive underground networks of bunkers and shelters, more so than Russia. In fact, we're going to do a deep dive into that very thing in the not-so-distant future. But they're doing this in response to the Taiwanese leader, the former leader, she just resigned, going to the United States. And this is clearly a response to that. Guys, things are getting heated. Understand what's going on right now. They're trying to break the Russians and balkanize the Russians so that the Chinese don't have the support of Russian resources and possibly even military assistance and fuel. Basically, they need Russia's grain and oil in order to, and if they can break the Russians, then they can weaken the Chinese. That's the whole strategy here. Understand that's what it's all about, and it's all about maintaining the U.S. dollar hegemony. Boy, have I covered a lot in just 5 minutes and 49 seconds, but here we...
Yeah, so you heard what the Canadian prepper guy was basically saying, right? He, all these other countries, they're prepared for war. They're ready. You see that they have bunkers even for their citizens. Unlike America, they don't have you ready for anything, right? So not only the elite of Esau have their bunkers, but the elite of all these other countries and some of their citizens are going to have bunkers. How efficient some of those are going to be, but we know that the elites are going to be safe because they have to be the first fruits of slavery for each. There's 18 nations, so the other nations have to have. See, there you go, another small earthquake. They have to have some first fruits of slavery. So clear my throat. It says and I saw the Lord, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai through his son, standing upon the altar, right? And he is, man. You heard? I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you know, but there's a chariot that's just outside of the atmosphere, outside Earth, right? And NASA has showed that there's a spaceship that's out there, which links up with the brother's daughter vision, saying that Yahushua is by the moon. Now, not technically by the moon, but he's outside the Earth's atmosphere, waiting on the call of the Most High Yahweh for war. So it says, so that's like, in America's the altar, right? It's just above. Well, really, the whole earth. A lot of you people are going to be sacrificed. For the elect's sake, man. Even 2/3 of the Lord's own people should be a sacrifice upon the altar. But it says, and say, smite the lintel of the door post, right? And that's going into your because what is post for? A post of a door is for foundation or security. So the Lord is taking away the security, and then people are starting to be afraid, even when you come with these militaries. The Lord's taking away their security. They're unsure. Russia has this, America has that, North Korea has this. They're unsure. I mean, they know they got catastrophic weapons, but they don't know who's better or who's going to shoot faster or how all this is really going to really work out. And it may shake. And when the ICBM missiles hit, it said the earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard, man. Right? It says the earth shall shake more than just earthquakes. And it says and cut off and cut them in the head all of them, right? Who's the head? All these different these leaders, you know, whether it's China or Russia or whoever it is, all your leaders are going to be cut in half, which basically means you're gonna be basically taken out of power. It says and all of them, and I shall slay the last of them, right? You regular Joe Schmo, whatever you are out there, you're gonna get slain, right? Them with the sword, so the ICBM missiles are gonna hit you, but they're not gonna hit the elite. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escape of them shall not be delivered. Yeah, so even if you are some type of prepper and you thought, oh, I'll do this, this, and that, the Lord said he's still not going to allow you to escape, man. You're not going to be delivered. So, you know, you got your $1 million bunker, or what's her name? Kim Kardashian went and bought a bunker. That it's not going to save you. Though they dig into hell, right? You know, having you know, these different bunkers, digging into hell. Hell means what? The grave, right? You're digging these bunkers, right? Because the only ones that's sufficient enough to withstand the heat of ICBM missiles are the bunkers of the elite, because they're going to be the first fruits of slavery. Thence shall my hand take them, right? Because ultimately the elites are going to get taken out of those bunkers into slavery, and though they climb up to heaven, thence will I pull them down. So they got their international space stations. That's like a 5-star hotel, and you're trying to escape. You know, whether it's the Chinese, the so-called Russian, whatever, all these different elites, France, they all got their certain elites. But they're regular peon, even these congressmen, you're peons to them. You're not going to be saved. Though you're passing all these bills for the NWO, and you're doing it so you can live a more cushy lifestyle. Overall, at the end, you're not getting on a space station. You're not going to be delivered, right? It says and though they hide themselves in the tops of Carmel, like in these mountain, what do they call it? The Cheyenne Mountain. They got a big retreat in the Cheyenne Mountains. But guess who also have that? China. You say the guy was just telling you, for their citizens. Russia they said it could save every citizen in Moscow. They have bunkers for the whole entire city of Moscow. But you regular peon Americans, man, you don't have that, man. You don't have anything. And if you're fortunate enough to have money like the Kim Kardashian, those things are not withstandable enough, especially not to withstand 100 million missiles. You might survive 1 or 2 missiles hitting. You might survive 10. Let's just say you survive 20 of the ICBM missiles hitting. Guess what? There's 100 million missiles that's going to hit America, so you're not going to survive. You know? So there's no saving the regular average American, because what? And I will search and take them out thence, and though they hide themselves from my sight in the bottom of the sea, right? So they got these 5-star resorts at the bottom of the sea, right? They show you in all these movies, man. They show you in all these movies. Thence will I command my serpent, right, which is Leviathan, and he shall bite them, right, man. Hey, Leviathans can come and attack that thing, man. And thence they that go into captivity, right? Because eventually, what? All these nations, though you have your bunkers. China has the bunkers. Russia have their bunkers. What is it? I can't even think of some. Yeah, India, Iran. You know what I mean? Places you don't even think about, because you think these people. Oh, they're just these people out in the desert. They don't. No, no, they got bunkers. They already got. They've been having underground cities. So you definitely know they have bunkers. That's in. They probably got bunkers inside the underground cities. You know what I mean? When you deal with Saudi Arabia, all these other places, man. Yeah. So, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them. See, ultimately, look, you're gonna get done in, Esau, Edom. But hey, Russia also, because Russia's Edomites, but China too. Why? Because you're in joint with the beast. You know what I mean? You made your bed, made a lot of money. Now you're trying to see how you can be the next superpower, and I will set my eyes upon them for evil and not for good. See, it's not going to be good for you, right? Which is mostly dealing with America is when this thing is mostly talking about. But you other elites, man, it's not going to be good for you. You know, and the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts. What, you know what I'm saying? The Lord got 10,000 times thousands and thousands, 10 times. Well, I forgot angels, man. The Lord said He got angels, thousands and thousands, and 10,000s and thousands of angels, man. Right? So it says, and he is he that toucheth the land, which is mostly talking about America. These missiles, the missiles are going to hit America, but the Lord has angels too. And the Lord, all these, the hosts, which really, all these militaries really belong to the Lord. The missiles belong to the Lord. It says, and shall melt all that dwell therein, shall mourn, and it shall rise up wholly with a flood, right, which is the lake of fire, talking about America, and shall be drowned as the floods of Egypt, right? So America's going to turn to the lake of fire. But the main point, what I'm saying is, all these elites got bunkers, man. And the Lord said, though you go into all these different bunkers, you're not going to be saved or delivered. Yeah, so this is Joshua, which when you go into even these what do they call it, so-called scholars know, because they put it down as Yahweh Shawai, right? But if you go into it now, they changed a lot in that blue letter, but it did say Yahweh Shawai, which really is Yahweh Shai, right? Which proves that what we've been saying is correct. So it says basically Yahweh Shai, chapter 10, verse 5, the 5 kings of the Amorites, and the king of Jerusalem, and the king of Hebron, and the king of Jartham, and the king of Lanesh, and the king of Eglon, gathered together, right? And that's basically what you heathens have always done. China is against the Israelites, man. Russia is against the Israelites. Iran, right? India. Even that whole thing, everybody's putting these emojis up for Ukraine. And Ukraine is against you Israelites, man. Right? So it says, and it showed the ugly head when these people were supposed to be escaping, and there were video where they were trying to make Jakes, basically they were trying to make them get in the back of the bus type situation, man. They were showing their racial compassion, you know, why asking for your empathy, man. Right? So, but these heathens always came against us, man. So you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian better wake up, man. And went up, they and all their hosts, which their army, which that's what they're doing now, right? And encamped before Gabon, and made war against it, right? Which is where we were at, the Israelites. Yeah, let's just see that real quick. And the men of Gabon set unto Joshua or Yahushai to the camp of Gilgal, saying, slack not thy hand from thy servant, and come up to us quickly and save us. Oh, this is okay. I remember this. Okay, the Yahushai or Joshua at the time, what they want to say, they tricked them into making a pact with them, a covenant, and this other Hamitic nation made a pact with the Israelites, and the other nations didn't like that. They were basically made a pact with us, so they went and attacked them. So then the Gabon, however you say it, they came back to Joshua. Was like, hey, look, we remember you said that we're your servants, that we basically made the pact with you, but since we lied to you, that we have to be servitude to you, we have to be slaves, but we're still thy servants. Come the hands of thy servants, come up to us quickly and save us. So you wanted to save them and help us. The kings of Iran, the Amorites that dwell in the mountains are gathered against us, right? So he's saying, hey, look, remember we made that pact? Remember we're your servants? So now you got to come and defend us, right? Let me just skip down here just to get to my point. I just wanted to show that all these nations that came against us. And then it's, I like this. Basically, Joshua, which is really Yahushai, returned, and all of Israel with him. And that's ultimately what Yahushai, our Savior, our big brother, right? Right? He's coming to save us. And then what? He's coming to be with the Israelites, the elect of the nation of Israel, right? Unto the camp to the camp to Gilgal, but these 5 kings fled and hid themselves, because basically, Joshua, or really Yahushai, he took, they went in war against those people, and then we were keeping the commandments, unlike the dumb Jake, the Judite that stole the gold from was when we went to Jericho. I think he stole the gold or stole something from Jericho, and when we went to go fight against another Hamitic nation, AI, they smote us, they killed us, and Yahushai, or what they call Joshua, was wondering how the heck that happened. He was like, well, there's sin in the camp because this guy stole. The Lord ain't dealing with you if you're if you're in transgression. He's not gonna let you win. But see, in this case, Israel wasn't in a transgression, so they basically won. And now these kings, just like now, the elect is not in transgression with the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai. So he's gonna come and defend the elect. So guess what's happening to all these nations? That's why they're getting their bunkers. That's why China's getting their bunkers ready, even for some of their citizens. But who really put that in their mind? That was really the Most High. We need our first fruits of slavery, right? Since China's great at building walls, We're gonna make them build a great big wall around the New Jerusalem, man. Right? Since you're good at massaging feet and you know, and just massages anyway, just the whole. I mean, we're gonna have you lined up as slaves, doing massages and building walls, and man, hey man, it's gonna be lovely. But it says, and Yahushua returned, and all of Israel with him to the camp of Gilgal, but the 5 kings fled and hid themselves in a cave. Man, sounds familiar. They said they were going to go to Carmel, right? There's these caves in the cliffs of the rocks, man, with their bunkers, right? And Melchedish, the cave of at Melchedish, and it was told Yahushua, saying, the 5 kings are found hid in the cave at Melchedish. And Yahushua said, roll a great stone upon the mountain, the mouth of the cave, and set men by it to keep them. Right? And that's ultimately, this is a representation of these elites now. Starting with Esau. Why? There's 5 brothers or 5 tribes of Esau. Right? But then you still got these other heathen nations. So this is a great representation of saying how you Edomites are going to hide yourselves in these caves, or basically in these bunkers, and these heathens are going to follow you. Right? But that thing is going to be there to keep you for a little while, and stay, yea, not, but pursue after your enemies, right? Because that's ultimately what Yahushua gonna do. Our big brother Yahushua, not this Yahushua Joshua, because he lived, he died, and now he's back in some here not remembering that he was Joshua back then, and he's prophesying, or he came and prophesied and died again, but he's going to be the first in the chariots. However, the Lord worked that out, but he's definitely an elect person, right? But it says, however the Lord works that out, as far as him being, an elect member, right? Whether people believe or don't. But it says, and stay ye not, but pursue after your enemies, and smite the hindermost Slakia, right? Which is talking about America, man. That's like another phrase for America, the hindermost of them. Suffer them not to enter into their cities, right? Now this was ancient time. Back then, this was actually a little city, and was trying to get these people not to be able to basically make haven them. But you know what? It's going to be like that. America's going to be the hindermost place to get smitten, and there's going to be no more cities ever again. For Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, your power have delivered them into your hands. So the Lord's going to allow us to win, man. And ultimately, these elites and all this other stuff are just going into these bunkers to be destroyed. And it came to pass when Joshua, which is Yahushua, and the children of Israel had made an end of slaying them with a very great slaughter, till they were consumed, right? And the Lord's going to consume you with the blast that come from the bottom of from the chariot, man. Consume you. That the rest should remain of them enter into the fenced city, Let me see if I can just, okay. That's part one. Let me skip to 22. This is Joshua, Yahushai 10 and 22. And Yahushai, or Joshua, opened the mouth of the cave to bring out those 5 kings out of the cave, and they did so, and brought 4 of the 5 kings unto him out of the cave. And this is the king of Jerusalem, and the king of Hebron, and the king of Jarmuth, and the king of Lenish, and the king of Ekron. And it came to pass, when they brought out the kings unto Yahushai, that Yahushai called for all the men of Israel, and said unto the captains of the men of war which went with him, come nigh, put your foot upon the necks of these kings. And that's ultimately what? That's a representation of the slavery that we're going to put all you other nations into, right? Through, not us in general like that, but through the power of the elect. Let's just say it that way. The elect of the nation of Israel will put their feet on your neck. And I can't say that I'm on the elect. Can't say that the other brothers are elect. But Lord willing, we're the elect. But whoever the elect is, they're going to put their foot on the necks of all you other nations, as if they did then. These were elect people back then, and they're going to be elect men now. That's going to put their feet on your neck, on the necks of these kings. And they came near and put their foot upon their necks. And Yahushai, which said unto them, fear not, nor be dismayed, be strong and of good courage, for thus shall Yahweh, right, which is the Father, do to all your enemies against whom ye fight. Woohoo! And that's that was then, and there's nothing new under the sun, right? We have the same God. Like I used to go to this one church, and the bishop guy or whatever he is, he would say, yeah, you have new levels, new devils, but the same God. And that's a true fact, man. You have new levels, new devils, but you have the same God that has greater provisions. So that's what's gonna happen, man. But it says, Salakia, and yeah, and afterwards Yahushai smote them and slayed them and hung them on 5 trees, and they were hung upon the trees until evening, right? Which showed that we have compassion and we're not like Esau, Edom. Man, we'll just hang you on a tree until evening, and then after evening we'll bury you, burn the body, we'll do something. We're not gonna keep leaving it up on the thing, just letting it rot. Like that's not, you know. That's just, yeah. You're just inhumane, right? But yeah. Call Lawyer Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim and the 4 ones, preaching the truth, sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. Shalom and a Baba Ball.